Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. It is time to do an update on XLM's price chart, and I think what we talked about in the last video is sort of kind of playing out, and I do think there's actually a bit of a bullish pattern here, but whether overall we are looking optimistic and for example this is going to end up being a rather strong and sharp move on the upside or not, that could be a little bit up for debate. So let's dive in and see what is going on. And first things first, if you remember the last time that we talked about XLM, we were right around the lows, and the idea was that, well, okay, one way or the other, it seems like that we're going to get a bit of a move upside. Why? Simple reason, actually. You see, if you want to say that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then from here to about this area, we are having a correction down, which in that case, we entertained the idea of having a WXY in form of a double zigzag. Since this is a rather sharp correction without a lot of overlapping of the waves, we said, well, okay, this is 5 up, this is correction down. What's going to be the next move according to the setup? You know what? Yet another good move on the upside. Now, on the other hand, we said there's also a chance that in XLM, we are having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down in here, and this could, for example, be like an expanding ending diagonal. And in that case, okay, what's gonna happen after a 5 wave? You know it's a move on the opposite direction, no matter whether we are bullish or bearish. And that's why we argued, look, both of the scenarios do indicate that in XLM, yeah, we're gonna see a bit of a move on the upside. So now the question is, what is going on right in here? You see, let's go around this area first. In case you are a new viewer to the channel, you should note that my main field of works is Elliott waves, and Elliott suggests if you want to be bullish on any chart, then okay, you have to be able to find off of its recent lowest low a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up. This specific scenario is called an impulsive structure. Rules for it are, we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4 and in any kind of 5 wave. This wave 3 should not be the smallest wave, and for our sub waves, okay, we're gonna have 5 wave up into wave 1, 3 and 5, and for our wave 2 and 4 we can consider different possibilities. Let's say in this case maybe WXY for wave 2 followed by an A, B, C zigzag into wave 4. Now if you can find off of the lows something like this, it means yeah, we are probably bullish. On the other hand, there is a chance that you are able to find a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that just might be on a higher degree into an A leg and then correction for B, followed by yet another move into C. But pay attention, overall, you do have actually a correction off of the lowest low, meaning what? Unfortunately, the final low, it's not really in yet, and at one point, maybe even from here or possibly even a bit higher, we're going to get a move down in order to visit the lows. So I guess the real challenge as an analyst is this. At what point are we going to say whether we are having an ABC or maybe an impulse suggesting the lowest end? This is the exact situation that we are right now having in XLM's price chart, because in case this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this, then okay, odds are this is just going to be an A, B, C zigzag, simple as that, and then from here we're going to get a strong move down. On the other hand, if this is actually a WXY in form of a double zigzag, then okay, this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the current point, the question is, how can we say whether this or maybe the previous bearish scenario is in play? Well, the real answer, you're not going to like it, because it's actually the fact that you really cannot argue which scenario is happening right now. However, you are, in my view at least, going to get your answers. So why? Because whenever you are having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this, to about these areas, this could either be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe just a simple 3-wave movement in form of a WXY or possibly even an ABC. Now, here's the key point. You see, Elliott suggests in most cases, not all the time, but in most cases, our wave 3 is actually a rather strong and extended move on the upside. So what's the point that I'm trying to tell you? In case you see, in the next, I'm going to say probably 48 to 72 hours in XLM, a very strong extended move on the upside in order to, for example, get to about here around, let's say 20-21 cents region. Okay, at that point, actually think about this 5-wave impulse to the upside off of the lows with a bit more confidence. On the other hand, if you just see maybe another teeny tiny move to the upside in order to get to here about only 20 cents, and then we get a quick move down in order to take the lows in here about, let's say, 18.5 cents. At that point, guys, be careful. This might be just a simple zigzag, meaning like it or not, the final bottom, it's not really in yet. Honestly, from my POV, if we end up having like a strong move on the downside, it will be absolutely amazing, since I'm a fair value and long-term investor in XLM, and I just view any kind of dip as a great buying opportunity in order to just get my average purchase as low as possible. But if you care about the short-term price action, I think you just have to pay attention to how extended this current phase to the upside in XLM, which by the way, I do think is going to continue, is going to get. If it gets seriously extended, great sign. At that point, we're going to be bullish with more confidence. Now, about that bullish pattern that I talked about earlier. See, I'm not really sure if you are a fan of classic patterns, but if you like them, I guess this can be a possible head and shoulder structure. Why am I telling you a possible head and shoulder? Because if you want to say this pattern is confirmed and it's going to do the job and send us up, then okay, you have to see first a confirmed break of a neckline right in here. Now, by a confirmed break, let's go on 15-minute chart. Okay, I mean, we go above the line, so far check. Do a slow and choppy pullback, great time, also check. And then you want to see another move on the upside, and the moment that in this phase in XLM we take this important high around, let's say 19.6 cents, at that point you can say, yeah, you know what, this head and shoulder is confirmed and it is going to send us up to where? Well, you need to first things first put your chart on regular scale, and I'm just going to keep telling you this in every single update because simply there is no measuring waves on logarithmic. Okay, very important point to understand. After you put your chart on regular, you're gonna measure the height of your pattern and then put it at your breaking point. There we go. As you can see, according to this pattern in XLM, the target is going to be, let's say, roughly around 21 cents area. And if we get this move in like a relatively strong manner, something like this in the next 24 to 48 hours, personally, yeah, I'm gonna view it as like a very positive sign, suggesting hopefully we are having on a higher degree in this area 5-wave up, correction down, and this could be a wave 1, correction for 2, and then what's next? Hopefully a huge move up into wave 3, 4, 5. And for example, only the target for our wave 3 can be around this important area of resistance between, let's say, 25.5 to about 27.5 cents. And then we can, I guess, get under this region a correction for 4, followed by even another great move on the upside into wave 5. So in XLM, at the moment, in my view, all eyes should be number 1 on this head and shoulder structure and see, are we going to confirm it by getting another move up? And number 2, when we are getting this phase up, just pay attention to how extended this thing is going to get. If it's going to be a rather strong and extended phase up, great sign. Think about a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave scenario with a whole lot more confidence. Now, what is going on in terms of indicators? Let's go on weekly time frame, zoom in a little bit more. There we go. So as you can see in MACD, we are still having this buy signal, great sign, but in a stock RSI, unfortunately, this sell signal still remains. So my suggestion is this: if you do not care about the short-term price action, I would say, yeah, you should probably wait a little bit more until you see buy signals in these two indicators at the same time. And for example, the last time that we got a buy signal in these two indicators, it was right at, yeah, this candlestick about, let's say, 15 cents. And what happened? We got, yeah, roughly around an 80% move on the upside, which is not bad. How about the previous time that we had a buy in here? It was at this candlestick, but you know what? This was like a very big candle. It doesn't really count. And the time before it, yep, it was actually right around the lows, about 10 cents, and we got something like a 6x move on the upside. I'm not gonna say that if we are getting a buy signal in here, we're gonna go up 6x. No, I mean, do not get me wrong, we can absolutely do that, but in the interest of not really getting our hopes up too much, I think we should just take everything step by step, and for now, let's just have buy signals in these two indicators. At that point, we're gonna have plenty of time to talk about what's coming next. Now, in daily time frame, this is actually the sign that I want to see, because now we are having confirmed buy signals in these two indicators, meaning what? Odds are this head and shoulder, I'm really hoping that is going to actually be confirmed and send us up to that 21 cents area. And if we do it, it will be amazing. And I'm going to be able to talk about this point in XLM being hopefully the low of our correction around, let's say, 16.5 cents with quite a bit more confidence. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in a Stellar Lumens chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.